The briefing room held 8 people and too little air. Morning light pressed against the blackout curtains without entering. James stood at the narrow end of the table with the intercept sheet already smoothed flat. He kept his voice even, the same tone he used for frequency reports. Groups 7 through 9 repeat the same transposition every third transmission. The interval narrows each time. If the pattern holds, the next window opens at 0415 tomorrow.
Operator error.
The supervisor said before James finished. He did not look up from his own log. Transcription drift, we have seen it before. James felt the room settle around the dismissal. He could have said the drift matched the earlier sheet Nora had marked. He could have said the frequency shift appeared across 3 separate operators. Instead, he stayed silent. Naming her would move the pattern from operator mistake to deliberate challenge, and he knew what happened to challenges that came from the wrong side of the table. Across the polished wood, her eyes met his for one held second. She did not look away. The glance carried the weight of the choice he had already made. He lowered his gaze first. "Log it as closed," the supervisor said. "No further discussion." Chairs scraped, papers gathered. James waited until the others left before folding the sheet. He circled the repeated groups once, lightly, so the pencil mark would not show unless someone looked for it. Then he slipped the page into his pocket and stepped into the corridor. Nora waited on the path behind the hut, where the gravel turned toward the hedge. She stood with her hands inside her coat pockets, shoulders tight against the cold. The morning train whistle sounded from the far fields, thin and distant.
"You could have said the pattern matched the one I showed you,"
she said when he reached her.
I could have.
He answered. He kept his hands at his sides. It would have changed nothing except the record of who spoke. She studied the gravel between them. "You protected me,"
I protected the work.
he said, though the words felt thinner than the truth. He took the folded sheet from his pocket and held it out. The circled groups showed clearly now in the grey light. "The supervisor will not look again. Someone else has to." She accepted the page without unfolding it. Her gloved fingers brushed his for the length of one breath. Neither moved away first.
"Do you still believe it is real?"
she asked.
Yes.
He said. The single word left no room for retreat. "We keep the log ourselves, quietly, until the window opens again." She nodded once. The train whistle sounded a second time, closer now. They stood on opposite sides of the narrow path while the morning shift began behind the closed doors of the hut. Neither spoke the next sentence that waited between them. The paper remained folded in her hand, the pencil mark hidden against her palm.